first bounce because Yates came off the wing and went straight for Dermott. Dermott's down on his knees, as you can see.
Kicks the Hawks back into attack in the 10-metre square.
Well, we'd see the heroics of the 1989 Grand Final. Some great similarities between the two teams, Hawthorn and Geelong. Probably the roles are reversed to some degree, but there are freakish players, they're tough players, inspirational players. One of the great Grand Finals in recent times. And I think we might be set for another one this year. The Hawks prevailed on this occasion. They're out on their feet. Can the Cats turn the tables on Saturday? It's going to be a beauty. We're going to spend a little bit of time having a look at it, both Arch and I and Caro, and also Hutchie. You can drill into us at any stage. We reckon there's going to be some changes, Arch.
Yes, we do.
Here's what you are predicting for the Cats. You're having a close look at the Cats. I've got the Hawks.
I am, and I know Chapman's definitely got to come in.
Kelly,
he's a fantastic player. Well, he's the only one I could come up with. Varco's not going to go out. Wojcinski's not going to go out. And Kelly's the only one I can think of.
And you reckon Lonergan's safe as houses, even though the coach was pretty positive about Kelly after the game last night.
Oh, no, but who else are you going to drop? I just don't think you can drop Lonergan. He's too crucial to their structure. He's been fantastic all year.
I reckon Murphy might come in, and I hate to say it, but I think Xavier Ellis might be the most vulnerable if he does, given that Murphy performed very, very well on Steve Johnson the last time these two teams played. We might be wrong, of course. That's just the way we see it at the moment. And, the key matchups, well, let's have a look at some of these. We both gave each other 5 players. Why don't you tell us who you got lined up for my 5 Hawks, Arch?
Well, for Franklin, obviously Scarlett, he's the best defender. So if he's deep, Scarlett's got to take him. But if he pushes up the ground, I think Mackie can control him. Ling will shut out Mitchell. He didn't play last time, Ling, and Mitchell got 32. If they can manufacture Chapman to Hodge, that will be a massive benefit for them. Enright to cut out Bateman, and Wojcinski to go with the pace of Rioli.
And you gave me 5 key Cats there. I'm only concerned about Ablett. Sue will be the lockdown player on Ablett. The rest of them will just go head-to-head. I don't really fuss who plays on Bartel or Corey or... I want Murphy to go to Johnson, obviously. That would be the reason why he comes in. And the round 17 form of Tom Murphy would give them some inkling that perhaps they bring him back into this side. He's underrated. We missed out on the weekend, of course, because Gillum came back into the side, but he performed very, very well. And I don't know, Arch, you'd have to tell me, do you reckon that counts for something as you prepare for this week?
Oh, no doubt. If you've beaten a player before, you're definitely going to go in with confidence, and the guy that you've beaten, he's not going to be as confident. So it does count for a little bit. And Stevie J's a freak.
When you have a look at that Hawthorn's backline, in terms of absolute hard lockdown, they don't do it too often because of their rolling zone, but he might be one that they have a look at.
Who's the best story for the Hawks, Caro? Is it Stewie Dew coming back? Is it Renouf who's snuck his way into this team? Is it Rioli in his first season?
Oh, look, I think Shane Crawford. I think we've just spoken to the best story, Hutchie. But Stuart Dew, just because I spoke to so many clubs at the start of the season, and again and again and again, they said that Hawthorn had made a big blue, that they'd gone against their own policy of sticking with youth. And here he is, about to play in a grand final. I just think he's a remarkable story. And let's face it, he doesn't look like most of the Hawthorn players, does he?
He gets the job done. He's very, very smart. Hawthorn butchered the footy back in round 17, Arch. That's the other thing when they look at this. There was a couple goal margin, but they did butcher it on occasions, and you wouldn't expect them to be this bad in this big grand final.
It all depends on Geelong's pressure. I mean, their pressure is unbelievable, and that's why they butchered the ball last time. Perceived pressure and actual pressure.
And they also kicked badly. They also missed a lot of shots at goal that they should have gotten. They would have been further in the game, a bit like Doggies the other night.
And Luke Hodge there, you'll never see him do that again. I mean, he's such a good user of the footy. And the other area that you're keen on are the rucks.
The rucks, yeah, I know Geelong can get an edge in a lot of departments, but this is where they can get a massive edge. You know, last time they played, or the averages for Ottens and Blakes for the year, they averaged 41 hit-outs a game, where Campbell and Renouf together, they average about 25. In round 17, they had 47 hit-outs to 18, so I think they can get a massive advantage in the ruck, Geelong. And when they get it down, obviously the clearances are crucial. Cats are ranked second in the league to the Hawthorns 14, and the contested possessions in finals is huge. And when I looked up these stats, I couldn't believe that the Cats were... I could believe that they were ranked 1, but the Hawthorn are ranked 16. So I'm not a big stats man, but they're damning stats.
All right, well, that's the way we see it. Just a little entree, just a little nibble before the week gets underway. Can change.
Happy with both of your work today. Spent the whole day on that. Now, man's so graphic on this.
Oh, he did.
On the clearances.
He snuck that graphic in under my nose. I didn't know that one.
First graphic for the year.
There is a better story, though, Hutchie, and that's Mark Blake. Now, I mean, that was, to me, the saddest football story of 2007. For that kid to have played all those games and to find out on the week before that he was missing out. Stephen King, of course, played in the VFL and AFL Grand Final. He played in the pre-season premiership and, of course, on the weekend, but he won't be playing in a Grand Final. I'm so happy that I do know that Mark Blake will be playing.
Yep.
Barring
He's earned the right
unforeseen
too, hasn't he?
circumstances, it's terrific.
Simon Taylor becomes almost Hawthorn's Mark Blake. He elected to have a
Yep.
rest at the end of the home and away and just hasn't been able to get back.
Bad time for a rest.